guys! So today we're going to talk about substitution, and we've talked about it a little bit before, but I'm going to just start by giving you a couple examples and show you how to do it. It's pretty easy. Okay, so for instance, if I had this equation, okay, a plus b minus c, you would look at that, and if I said solve it, you'd be like, what the heck am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do with this? So what they do in math sometimes is they'll say, evaluate the expression. Okay, and expression is like a fancy word for some math or an equation, okay? When they're talking about evaluate, usually what they mean is they're going to say, okay, here's this equation, and now what if I told you that A was equal to 5, B was equal to -2, and C was equal to 10, okay? So how this works is first they give you an equation, and then they kind of give you the code for it. They say, okay, I want you to solve this, and if A turned into 5, B turned into -2, and C turned into 10, what would I get, okay? And so all I have to do is I just have to change my letter into the number that they tell me it changes into. Right? So in this case, we have A, which is now 5, right? So A has become 5. This symbol's still there, plus B, which is now -2, minus C, which is now 10, okay? So 5 plus -2 minus 10. And then I can just plug this into my calculator just like this, or I can do it in my head, 5 plus -2. So that's like you're adding a negative, which is the same thing as subtracting, right? So 5, 4, 3 minus 10. 3 minus 10 is going to give me a negative answer of -7, okay? So that's really all we're doing here when we're talking about substitution. And when they say evaluate the expression, okay? It's just fancy words for saying, okay, here are some letters. Here's what you need to change the letters to. Plug it in and solve it. Okay, so I'm going to give you another example that we can kind of practice. That one was a really easy one. So if they said, okay, evaluate this expression, we have n, is that too high? No. N minus 2 times k, right? And then n is equal to regular 2, and k is equal to 9, okay? So same thing as before. You can pause it right now and solve this on your own, I'm sure of it, okay? But I'm going to just rewrite this. Instead of n, I'm going to use 2. So I'm going to have 2 minus 2, and then my k has turned into a 9. And when these are right next to each other, if I have a number and a letter right next to each other, what kind of math is that? It's multiplication. So now I'm going to take 2 times, and I'm going to put it in parentheses, my k is turned into a 9, okay? So I have 2 minus 2 times 9. Now, if you plug it into your calculator is going to do it right for you. If you wanted to challenge yourself and do this on your own, you'd have to think, okay, when I have a math problem like this, what do I do first? Do I do my subtraction, or do I do my multiplication? And this is called order of operations. You always have to do your multiplication or division first before you do addition and subtraction. So what I would do is I would say, okay, what's 2 times 9? 2 times 9 is 18. So my new problem is 2 minus 18, which is going to give me another negative answer of -16. Okay? So just like that, show you, we'll do 2 more examples just so that you're feeling a little more comfortable. So I'm trying to use my laptop at the same time. Okay. I know you're all impressed by how high-tech of the operation this is. Okay. So here's my new equation. This time, let's throw in a fraction. So I have, okay, z divided by 4, or over, right? Fractions are always a form of division, minus 5 plus 8r, okay? And then they say z, let me write that in a different color. So z is equal to, let's see, what is it equal to? 12. And r, oh, this marker's dying, is equal to 6. Can you see that okay? So probably could be a little darker. All right, so z is equal to 12, r is equal to 6. Figure this one out on your own if you can. And then we can compare answers, which I will do right now. So let's solve it. So in this case, I'm just going to rewrite it. That's always my first step, is you have to rewrite the problem, but change your letters. Okay, so z has now become 12, so I have 12 over 4. Here, I'll put that in a box. So 12 over 4 minus 5 plus 8. What did my r turn into? Yeah, it turned into a 6. So this has become a 6. Okay? So just like before, I want to figure out my dividing and my multiplying first before I worry about my adding and subtracting. Or if you're really good with your calculator, you can plug this all in. And it should be, right? Just in case your calculator is not great, though. 12 divided by 4, that gives me 3. Okay, this hasn't changed, minus 5, plus, and then 8 times 6. 8 times 6 is 48. Okay, so then I just go through and do my math. 3 minus 5 is negative 2, plus 48 is going to give me 46. Ta-da! All right. Let's do one more, okay? This one, I'm going to use another fraction, just like before. Come on, buddy. Here we go. Okay. So, this time, let's take 7 minus c over 9, okay, minus 9s, all right? And if c is equal to 30, and, oh, I'm sorry, if c is equal to 36, that will change it, and s is equal to 5, okay? So solve this or evaluate the expression for me if c is equal to 36 and s is equal to 5. So go ahead and solve that on your own, and then when you're done, press play. So all I do now is I plug these in. So I have 7 minus, my c is now 36. 36 over 9 minus 9 times s, which is now 5. Okay? So I'm going to do my division and multiplication first. 36 divided by 9 gives me 4. Not too hard about that. And then 9 times 5 is 45. Now I just plug it in straight across. 7 minus 4 is 3. Minus 45 is negative 42. Okay? And that's it.